If your child were admitted to the hospital tonight, not a planned admission, tonight, like unexpectedly, would you be ready? Not emotionally ready, because let's face it, nobody is ever fully emotionally ready for that call. I mean, practically ready. Would you know what to pack, what to ask when you arrive, what your rights are as a parent on the floor, what to watch for when the staff changes shifts, and how to make sure that nothing, and I mean nothing, falls through the cracks in the middle of the night of a system that is moving faster than you can process. Well, let me be honest. Most families figure this out in the middle of an admission, under pressure, with no sleep, when the margin for error is at its smallest. Well, today we're going to fix that. Everything I'm about to share, I learned from being in those rooms more times than I ever expected. And figuring it out one admission at a time is what made the difference between feeling helpless and feeling like the most prepared person in that hospital. Well, let's get into it. Welcome back to Caregiver to Health Boss. I'm Michelle Stevens, and this video I wish existed before our first unexpected admission. So consider this your hospital survival guide. Keep it saved, share it with your co caregiver, and come back to it every single time that you need it. Here's what most people do not understand about hospital stays for medically complex children. It's not like the movies. You do not arrive and then hand over your child and then sit in the waiting room while the experts handle everything. You are a working participant in your child's care from the moment you walk through those doors. You are the one who knows your child's baseline, what their normal looks like, what sounds different today, and what hasn't worked before or has worked before. This information doesn't live in their charts, it's not in my chart. It lives in you. And the hospitals that work best for families like ours are the ones where the outcomes are better, where the communication is clearer, where your child feels safer. Those are the ones where the parent is treated as a member of the care team, not a visitor, but a member. So I need you to walk in there like you're one. And this starts before you pack the bag. So whenever your admission is planned or whether it's an emergency, there is a bag that should be ready to grab or ready to build fast. And we're going to walk through it like right now. So for your child, it should include comfort items or whatever makes them feel safe. Maybe it's a blanket, a stuffed animal, some noise canceling headphones if they're sensitive to sound, tablet loaded with their favorite shows or music, downloaded, not streaming, because hospital Wi Fi can be so unpredictable. Their communication device, if they have one, make sure it's fully charged and you have the charger packed. Their own pillow if they sleep better with it. Comforting clothing, soft, easily accessible, nothing with difficult buttons or snaps, and any special feeding items or comfort foods if the diet allows it. For their care, so I would have their current medication list printed, not just on your phone. Their medical snapshot, the one-page document that we built in episode 20, insurance cards, photo ID, any standing orders or care protocol that your child's team has issued, a list of every specialist currently involved in their care with direct numbers, any equipment their team may not be familiar with, and the manual or contact information for the company that services it. So for you, some chargers, two of them, like I usually have one at the headboard and the footboard, a change of clothes, minimum of 2 days, some snacks that don't require refrigeration, your own medication. Do not rely on leaving to go get them. I usually have a small notepad and a pen, cash. So hospital vending machines are a real part of the survival strategy. Of course, your credit card and debit card, earplugs, or a sleep mask. Hospitals are not a quiet place at night. And then a lot of times I even bring like a mattress topper, a twin size one, just to put on my bed so that I can at least not wake up with my back killing me. All right. So that bag or your ability to build it in 15 minutes is the difference between arriving focused and arriving frantic. So build it before you need it. All right. So when you arrive, the first 30 minutes of an admission sets the tone for the entire stay. So here's what you need to do when you arrive. Introduce yourself and establish your role, not just as the parent, as your child's primary caregiver and medical advocate. You know their story. You know their baseline, their triggers, what work, what doesn't work. You are a resource for this team, not just an observer. Say that clearly and early. Ask about the communication structure. Who is your child's attending physician? What is the best way to reach them directly? What is the nurse to patient ratio on the floor? What time does the shift change happen? And how is your child's information handed off? Now, that last question, the shift change? Oh, that's critical. The shift change is the highest risk moment of any hospital stay. It is the moment where information gets summarized instead of transferred when the nurse going home says stable and does not mention the subtle change that you noticed at 4 p.m. that the new nurse now does not even know about. You are the continuity. At every shift change, introduce yourself to the new nurse. Give them the one thing that matters most about your child right now, not the full history, the current thing. The one detail that they need to know walking in. That habit alone has caught things that would have otherwise been missed. So during this day, how do we communicate effectively? The most effective caregiving parents I have encountered in hospital settings all share this one trait. They write everything down, every conversation with a doctor, a specialist, the date, the time, what was said, what was decided, and what the next steps are. Every medication that has been administered, the name, the dosage, the time, who gave it. Every change in your child's condition, however small, the thing that seemed minor at 2 p.m. may become the context that matters at 10 p.m. So here's a tip. Keep a running daily log during every admission, not a detailed journal, a simple log, like the date at the top, who came in, what did they say, what was done, what changed. Shift change, review your log. Anything relevant goes to the new nurse. At rounds, your log is your preparation. You know exactly what happened in the last 12 hours, and you're not relying on your memory while running on 4 hours of sleep. The log makes you the most informed person in the rounds every single time. And most hospitals, at least my hospital down here, they have a whiteboard. Definitely say utilize your whiteboard. You can tell them like things that are important to you, what your goals are, summary of just the things that we just kind of talked about. So I would definitely say utilize the whiteboard. Make sure that they are writing down how to get in touch with your nurse, how to get in touch with the tech, anybody that you would need. Again, just make sure you guys are utilizing that whiteboard. Now, you need to know your rights as a parent. This section is one of the most things parents don't know until they need it. You have the right to be present for procedures, for rounds, for conversations with specialists. You can ask to be present for anything involving your child. You can request that no procedure happens without you in the room or your explicit consent. Ask my Jaira. Oh my goodness. She knew she understood the assignment, and she made sure the nurses understood the assignment. You have the right to ask questions until you understand. If the doctor explains something that you do not fully understand what they are recommending, ask again, ask differently, ask them to write it down, ask them to say it differently. You are not slowing anyone down. You are doing your job. You have the right to refuse a treatment or procedure. This does not mean that you should, but you should know that informed consent is real and it belongs to you. Nothing non emergency should happen to your child without you understanding and agreement. So, you have the right to request a patient advocate. Every hospital has a patient advocacy office. If you feel your child's concerns are not being heard, if you are experiencing communication breakdowns, if you feel like something is wrong and no one is responding, request a patient advocate. This is what they're there for. You have the right to request a second opinion, even during an admission. A hospitalist recommending a course of treatment that does not feel right to you is not the final word. You can ask for a specialist. You can ask for a second attending. You can request a care conference when all the providers are involved in the room at the same time, which that's one of the things that I actually love is because they all get together in the same room at the same time, and all the information is just being shared, and each specialist can say how the other specialist recommendation is going to impact their system. Is a great team approach. So I've learned to ask for care conferences early. Getting everyone in the room at the same time with the same information is the fastest way to get alignment and the clearest way to catch when the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Request it. It is always worth it. I'm telling you. All right. So taking care of yourself in a hospital, this one can definitely be tough, right? So this one, it's not optional. A depleted caregiver is not an effective advocate. You cannot catch the details that matter when you haven't slept in 36 hours and haven't eaten since yesterday morning. Here is the practical version of self care during a hospital admission. So, you need to sleep in shifts if you have a caregiver. Accept help from family when they offer to sit. Eat even hospital cafeteria food. Eat it on a schedule, not when you remember. Step outside at least once a day. Even 10 minutes of outside air changes like your whole nervous system and what it can handle. And here is the harder version. Give yourself permission to not be there for every single moment. Your child's nurses are professionals. The monitors are on, the staff is present. So take in 2 hours to shower, eat a real meal, walk around the block does not make you a bad caregiver. It just makes you a sustainable one. The health boss does not run on empty and call it dedication. She she does it strategically so she can keep going. All right. And then the day we all look for, discharge. So when we get to discharge, do not leave without these things, right? So discharge is the moment most families are so relieved to reach that they stop paying close attention. Don't let that be you. Before you leave the hospital, make sure you have written discharge instructions, not just verbal. The name and the direct contact of the discharging physician, every prescription that needs to be filled, and confirmation that your pharmacy has them. And make sure that they are signed. So I've done this, guilty. Left the hospital without prescription actually being signed and had to go back. Um, follow up. appointment scheduled before you walk out. Not will call you. Clear instructions on warning signs, like what should bring you back to the ER, what to watch out for in the first 48 hours that you are home, a summary of everything that was done during your child's hospital stay for your child's medical file. Discharge paperwork at 11 p.m. after a stressful admission is the easiest moment to miss something. So slow down, read it, ask questions before you leave, because once you're home, getting answers get significantly harder. I want to leave you with this. Hospital stays are hard, right? There is a version of this where it is not hard. There's no version. But hard is not the same as helpless. The parents who arrive prepared with documentation, with the bag, with the knowledge of their rights, with the log and the questions and the presence, that parent changes the outcome of their child's hospital stay. Not controlling everything, by being informed enough to catch what matters, ask what questions that need to be asked, and advocate in the moments where advocacy is the difference. This is the health boss in the hospital room. Not the loudest person in the room, but the most prepared. And you can be that parent starting today. So save this video. Seriously, hit the save right now so you have it when you need it, because the time to learn this information is before the admission, not during the admission. Again, share it with your co-caregivers, share it with a grandparent or with an aunt who steps in when you cannot be there. Share it with a special needs parent who just got a call that they weren't expecting. And if you want all of this, the go bag checklist, the daily log template, the discharge checklist, the rights overview, in one organized place, the Care for Me planner has it. The link will be in the description box. So drop a comment and tell me, what is the one thing you wish you had known before your first hospital stay? You might be exactly what another parent needs to hear. Okay, caregivers, I'll see you in the next one.